Good afternoon and welcome to another Solid Edge Productions. It's more regarding the TV licensing and what I've come across. Again, thanks to defund the BBC uh, campaign, because obviously they are doing a stellar job from what I can see. Because obviously they're now up to 90,000 followers, which is amazing for a Twitter campaign. Um, they're they're trying to get to 100,000, and it's in such a short space of time. Obviously, they don't have the mainstream media to get there, because obviously they're trying to more block this, and obviously they don't have the BBC to obviously, because they're trying to more shun that, because obviously it's, but they will get there. The broadcasters have got a ban on that, but they will. I'm sure they will get there as the word spreads, word of mouth, like of us through YouTube, will get that word out there. And it will get there, but there's so many other things that will get more positive from us as getting a stronger word out there from it, because like things are coming out, like the BBC is answerable to no one, because as talk radio, as James Max has come out with, it's absolutely extraordinary that we can continue to have this organisation run the way it is. It's utterly inappropriate in this digital age. I again totally agree with what these people are saying, because obviously in this day and age we cannot have one industry have it their way. It's just not that. We just can't be run by one organisation. But the next side of things, what I'm going to go on to, is the BBC does rely on people being confused and then to self-implicate people to prosecute you. But then these are the steps you need to then follow. You do not need to have a license to own a TV. That is step one, to make sure you're aware of these things. Step two, you do not need to allow an inspector into your home under any circumstance. That is a guarantee. Make sure you never allow them in your house, because they turn up your door, just tell them go away, because they have no right. If an inspector does come calling, make sure you use your mobile phone, because every phone these days does come with a camera. Film them, so because many do make false claims, so you film them and make backups of this film, and then you can use it as evidence against them, because they will try and get access to your property, and then you've got proof against them, because it's always worth firing against them, because you take control, and then you switch to on demand, so we can all defund the BBC. Do not give, so you can stop giving them the money they have, because we don't need to be watching live TV anymore. There's much more content on streaming services, like if your Netflix, your Amazon, your Disney Plus, etc., etc. Again, most of them are far cheaper than the BBC would ever be. And another comment that's recently come out, I've recently seen people saying, if BBC are claiming that their content is so strong and it's so much better than other people's content, why are they so scared to go to a subscription? Because if it went subscription, people would subscribe, would they not? But then they're going, oh, we can't go subscription because no one would subscribe. You can't have your eggs boiled both ways. But it's because they are scared, because their content isn't that good. They don't have the award-winning shows Netflix have. They don't have the award-winning shows, say, Amazon have. and they don't have the mega blockbuster movies Disney have coming on a daily basis. It's just stupid because you all know the amount of money Disney have and can throw at a TV show or a movie, especially now Disney Plus is out and how cheap it is. And just more information for you because the BBC has clearly decided to double down because obviously the organisation that crows about having a global audience of 1 billion but needs a goon army to coerce money out of British people who don't want to pay its bloated groupthink. But it does splurge on 800 agents to cope with the cancellation chaos. Why? We just got to ask ourselves, why is it doing this? And then it's preying on the elderly. It's just stupid. They're preying on the people who are innocent and victims of this because obviously they feel like they have to pay for this. Any elderly people that you can forward these videos on to, please do so because they do not have to be paying for TV license. They can go and watch on-demand services instead of watching the BBC and get out of the BBC. Please advise them this, and then they don't have to be paying the £157 a year. It's time for this to change. It's time for us to get rid of the BBC, whether for good. That's probably the best option for everyone. If we have to make them all out of a job, probably the best option going forward because none of them do a good job. Because the best thing there is because like as they are sending vans around the country from the UK, because like the BBC are after, they're basically advertising the BBC's after your nan's pension, which is basically right because obviously a lot of these pensioners can't afford £157 a year. They were struggling on what they get at the moment. And to take an extra £157 out of their back pocket just to fund, like I said, Gary Lineker's 1.75 million. I'm sure he could take a pay cut, drop him down to just 200 grand a year. And like so anyone else can take a salary cut of the BBC. And the big boss at the top that's a God worshipping nutcase, he can drop his salary down to 50p a year. It's just stupid because they're all on stupid amounts. And obviously the BBC just doesn't like the fact everyone's on at them now. It's just getting beyond the joke. But whether the BBC, there's also other questions that have gone out there. Do you think we should defund the BBC? Polls have gone out there and it's now come out as 92.8% positive, and it says yes, replace the license fee with a new arrangement. And of that, 4.1% said no, continue with the funding with a license fee. 3% said no. So obviously it's pretty much guaranteed at the moment people want that. And that poll was done by the Brexit party. So obviously it is a well-known party done that poll. So they are changed politics and things for the good. So actually some of these are done by quite well-known people. They're not just unknown people doing these things. And then there was this other one come out for case for TV license fee has collapsed. Obviously this come out from the Sun. Obviously not as many people will like it, but obviously Tony Parsons from the Sun. As the BBC constantly floods its own political agenda, the case for the license fee collapses. Because obviously the BBC, as we now know, is far left Marxists. That's which is the bad thing. But the other thing what I want to cover in this video, which has come to light, and is which is what like the BBC doesn't cover and the mainstream media doesn't cover, is is what's going on with Brexit, which is major Brexit news. We're actually has come out from Europe as well. Is really good news for the country. Uh, they're actually now pretty much greenlit the country to head towards what is WTO terms, and for us to now get us the no deal Brexit, because they pretty much know now there's no chance of us getting a deal. So they've pretty much written to all the countries within Europe and told them we're going to be heading for no deal. So as of January next year, we'll be out without a deal. So basically, then Europe will have to come crying back to us with a deal afterwards, which is better for us, which is the way we want it, because it'll have to be a stronger deal afterwards. It's the best way, because obviously we get our fishing waters back, we get everything back, we become the full sovereign nation we should be, we become the proper superpower we need to be, and hopefully with everything Priti Patel is trying to push through in Parliament, we can try and push for this with the French to stop with the fishing with the immigrants, so make sure they don't come into the country, which is what Nigel Farage has been pushing and proving that obviously there's now £4 billion has been spent to bring them in. We've been having to take them in because the French have been ferrying them across, and which again is crackers when the French should be taking them back. And obviously, hopefully with Brexit sorting all this out, we can then shut our borders completely and say sorry to the rest of the world. Obviously, we've officially signed our first trade deal now with Japan, which again, that's good news. So everything's starting to move forward. We just need to start. Obviously, Europe isn't our main trading partner anyway. We've got like America, we've got Japan, Australia, like of Africa and stuff like that, where we can trade more freely. Obviously, China was one, but obviously we don't really want to be doing much dealing with them anymore because of what's come out of COVID and Hawaii and whatnot. But like of all our other partners, like of Canada and stuff like that, we can get our 0% trading and things like that, which is what we didn't have prior because we weren't allowed to, because of Europe were strangling us literally around the neck and holding us hostage, which we're now free of. We're going to be free of. So that's the other news I want to bring you of, which is the A++, and obviously a nice well done to Lewis Hamilton at the weekend, who won the Grand Prix, and good luck to him again. Hopefully he can get win number 2 at Silverstone. Admittedly, he only came home with 3 wheels on his wagon, but hopefully that doesn't happen again at round 2 at Silverstone. But thanks for listening to me, and if you like the video, give me a good thumbs up, and like the video. Hit the subscribe, which will be up in the top corner, and please pass this video on to as many people as you can, and we can pass this word on. We can defund the BBC as soon as we can, and please get those licenses cancelled. We need to get this BBC stopped, and ASAP. But many thanks for listening. Cheers, and I'll hopefully see you in the next video from Solid Edge Productions. Over and out. Bye bye.